Steve rightly raises the question about the skilled workers visa scheme. What strikes me about it is the papers are full of stories about Russian billionaires can come here at the drop of a hat. Indian billionaires can live whenever they like. And it reinforces the point, if you've got money, the door's wide open. You know, live where you live, I like. Take whatever housing you like. If you get the money, and you can say, I've got £1 million, can I come to Britain? And they go, yeah, there's the million. You're straight in. You've got much rights as everybody else, right? That cuts to the very class nature of this. The poor don't get any rights. The rich have got all the rights they can imagine, and plenty more. That's the nature of a Labour government. That's the nature of a Tory government. And it's an outrage. It's a disgrace. It's not democratic. It's not egalitarian. It's not a meritocracy. It's about money, and it's a disgrace. But what struck me, Steve, is, do you know the last Scottish Parliament elections? Cast your mind back. They were held right in the middle of the COVID pandemic, weren't they? Right in the middle of the COVID pandemic. And the Scottish Socialist Party was campaigning then for a national care service. A national care service on a par with the National Health Service. 80,000 people in Scotland had died of COVID, and they died in miserable circumstances, on their own, neglected, bailed out of the NHS, remember, into private nursing homes that weren't fit to look after them. And here's the dilemma for capitalism in Britain. They're saying we're having a migrant labour scheme that your salary has to be more than 50,000 or you don't get to come in. And yet, one and the same time, the care services provided in Scotland today are provided increasingly overwhelmingly by people from Ghana, from other countries of the world, to come here and care work, and it's really important, and I take my hat off to them. Really, really important work as we're all getting older. They're not getting £30,000 a year or anywhere near it. So there's a dilemma for capitalism. They want you to come and work in agriculture. They want you to come and work in the care service. They increasingly want you to come and work in hospitality. But you're not getting £30,000 or anywhere near it. That's the reality. It's hypocrisy even within their system. The second thing I wanted to say, Sophie, is in all these questions, it's entirely inevitable. We're talking about Scottish Parliament elections. I was in the Scottish Parliament. My daily experience at Holyrood for 4 years was to be told by George Reid, the presiding officer, what I couldn't talk about. Colin, no, you can't talk about racism here. No, you can't talk about immigration here. Between 2003 and 2007, can't talk about the war in Iraq. Can't talk about unemployment. Can't talk about equality for men and women. They're all reserved. They're all reserved. So this is a parliament that doesn't have anywhere near the powers to deal with the things that we want. And unless you think this is a cop-out, Colin's going to say, well, we can't do anything, woe is me, etc. Our attitude in the Scottish Socialist Party was, right, well, we'll campaign outside then. We'll campaign outside the Parliament. I don't mean literally outside the H99, but in the schemes and in the workplaces and in Scotland to say, these are the issues that are important to us.